Hello, I'm Jen. Welcome back to my channel, Literary Love 123, where I like to use my master's in English to talk about the horror genre and sometimes other genres as well from an academic standpoint. But I also like to just have fun talking about books with all of you. Today's video is a vlog that's going to be a bit chaotic. We're going to go a little bit back in time. We'll have some present time check ins. There may be some future stuff going on. Just go with it. Mood red for this vlog. And you also get to see me going to watch a couple of movies. So buckle up and let's go. Hey, car check-in. It's about 5 days before I even plan on officially starting the vlog, but is it a vlog for me if I don't do a car check-in before I go meet my best friend for lunch? So car check-in, and I will take you inside with us to eat Mexican. See ya in the next check-in. Bye. Renna, are you going to camp? Are you going to take a ride and go to camp? Are you going my phone? Hey, so it's Tuesday, July 16th. We just dropped our daughter off for camp for the rest of the week, and now we are gonna head to lunch and go see a movie. Say hey.
Hey.
Visiting Jen, checking in here to let you all know that before we went to the movie, we went and did a little bit of Halloween decor browsing. So you'll see that first. Then we'll get to the movie. Told y'all this would be chaotic. My baby taking a nap in the at-home store. Wake up! All right, so we are in the parking lot. We are about to go in and watch maxxxine. I am so excited. Are you excited, baby?
I am excited.
I will check back in after and let you know what we think. Bye. Hello, it is Wednesday, July 17th. It's about 11:30. And yesterday was the day that we dropped our daughter off for camp, and she'll be there until Saturday. And of course, then yesterday was the day that we did our Halloween browsing to kind of get our ideas together about what we want to get for this year. And then we went to watch maxxxine. And I realized too that I haven't talked about any books yet, but that's coming in just a few minutes. But I first want to talk about maxxxine, which is the third installment in Ty West trilogy with X, Pearl, and then maxxxine. And I freaking loved maxxxine. Part of that could be because of all of the 80s vibes and all of the references and allusions to that time period, since this one is set in the 80s and I am a Gen X. I'll be 50 next year. So yeah, the 80s is kind of that time period where I was young and all that good stuff. But I liked the crime thriller aspects of the movie. I know some people haven't appreciated that, but I really did. And the thing of it is that X and Pearl, both of which I loved, are two very different kind of movies with different points to make and different themes. And so I appreciate that Ty West did something different with Maxine. And I know some people have had an issue with the ending, but I thought the ending was great. There are some pretty gruesome kills in the movie, and I don't want to say a lot about it because I don't want to give anything away, but I say go into it with an open mind, go into it expecting it to be something different from X and Pearl. And I am still obsessed with Mia Goth, and I think I will always be obsessed with Mia Goth. But Friday, the plans are for my husband and I to go see Longlegs. And this is not a very typical occurrence for me at all. I think the last time I went to the movie theater to watch a movie before yesterday had been August of last year. But I'm getting to experience some freedom that I don't get to have, when my daughter is at home. So we've kind of I don't know why I feel like I have to justify this, but I guess that's just my personality sometimes. But we've budgeted and we've made sure that, we can treat ourselves during this time. So I'm just taking everything I can to have a wonderful time. Anyway, let me talk about this book. I am mood reading for this vlog. I have had some issues, with some mental health stuff lately. And so this week I'm just doing everything that suits my mood, from movies to foods to books. This is all about, diving into doing some stuff that I've really needed for a long time. So this is a really short book. It's a novella by Laurel Hightower called Below. And I loved Crossroads by this author. Now, recently, I talked about in my June wrap up that I read her newest release, which is The Day of the Door. And I was very disappointed in that one. And I can link that wrap up down below so you can hear my thoughts about it. But I am absolutely loving this book. From the get go, it feels intense. So we're following Addie, who is recently divorced, and she, has kind of been stifled, to say the least, by her ex-husband. When they were married, he kind of, made her feel very inept at doing things for herself. And she has finally broken free of that. And she's taking a solo trip, which is something she's never done. She's driving a long distance, and sometimes she gets nervous driving, and she's having to kind of put all that aside so she can go to it's actually a horror convention where she's going, and she's got friends she's meeting there, but she's traveling in the winter, and it's very foggy. It's at night. She was delayed and left a little later than she wanted to, so she's ended up having to drive at night, which I have issues with my vision at night. I cannot see, and there's this one passage I tabbed and I was like, same girl. um, Addie's night vision was no good. Her depth perception almost nil. Driving in the dark meant constant vigilance and terror. Was the median she saw several hundred feet away or right up on her? I get that so much. But she ends up, there's this van that's like in the middle of, the highway or interstate, wherever it is she's traveling. And she almost hits it, but she's able to avoid it. But she's rattled, of course. And there's something else that rattles her about maybe the driver of this van that I don't want to get into because it might be spoiler. But she goes into this diner and she's shaky. It's obvious she's upset. And this guy who is a truck driver comes over to her and starts talking to her. He's very kind, but of course, being a woman, especially alone on the road, she's a little bit leery of any man that's talking to her. But by all indications, he seems to be a really decent guy. So he says, "Why don't I give you this? I got a CB. Why don't I give it to you, this extra one? and you can follow me, and that way you won't be alone on your drive anymore. And he talks about, it's snowing, and she's like, what? And realizes not on top, or now on top of all her fears about the winter weather and the nighttime, now it's snowing and the roads are going to be very icy. So she agrees to just follow him. Well, something happens, and he ends up careening off a bridge down into this, I guess it would be like a valley, or this, you know, cavernous place. So she's kind of left deciding what to do. She doesn't have signal. There's some strange looking creature that she sees, and the cover kind of gives away who this creature or what this creature might be. But it's got some intense moments, and it had a moment that I won't say what it is, but I tabbed it in yellow, and I was like, oh crap. But as you can tell, I'm really having a good time with this one. I have no idea what book I'm going to read next. I am letting my mood dictate it. So I will see you in the next check in. Bye for now. Hello. It's been a few days since I did a check in. It is now Saturday, July 20th. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting my makeup on. My husband and I are getting ready to go pick up our daughter from camp. She's been there, of course, since Tuesday, and we go pick her up today. So let me talk about everything I've gotten up to since the last check in. So let me start with books. I did finish Below by Laurel Hightower. I ended up giving it 4 stars. It is a really fun and creepy, quick read. It would be perfect to read during spooky season, and also during winter. And if you're looking for a book that explains everything, then you may not like this book as much as I did. But I feel like the kind of ambiguity that was left in the book really fit in well with what was going on in the story and the encounters that the main character, Addie, ended up having. There's also some feminist subtext to the story, and kind of the way Addie learns to stand on her own and no longer take any crap off of men. So all in all, I definitely enjoyed this book quite a bit. So let me talk about the next book that I started reading. The book that struck my mood next. It took a little while for me to settle on one, but I did settle on The Har by David Sodergren. I have heard so much about this book, and really about David Sodergren, all over BookTube lately, and I've had a few of his books on my Kindle, and now was the perfect time for me to pick one up. So I'm only one chapter into The Har, but I'm already loving it. First of all, we have a main character, Muriel, who is in her 80s, and I love having an older protagonist, and extra so if the older protagonist is a woman. So let me just go ahead and read the synopsis to you, because, like I said, I'm only one chapter in, so I don't know a lot yet. Muriel Macaulay has lived in the Scottish fishing village of Witchhaven all her life. She was born there, and she intends to die there. But when an overseas property developer threatens to evict the residents from their homes and raze Witchhaven to the ground in the name of progress, all seems lost until the day a mysterious fog bank creeps inland. The Har. To some, it brings redemption. To others, it brings only madness and death. What macabre secrets lie within the Har? Romantic and deranged, The Har is a gore-soaked folk horror fairy tale from David Sodergren, author of The Forgotten Island and Maggie's Grave. And I already have a favorite quote just from the first chapter. So I'm going to just read this quote to you and then talk a little bit about it. I don't care if he shits gold bullions, said Muriel. I and those left in this village with a modicum of decency will never sell to the likes of him. That quote really hit close to home for me right now. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's move on to other stuff. So since I saw you last, one of my older daughters and I went to get our nails done. I just got the S&S and the manicure. I didn't get tips or anything like that. This is the first time I've had my nails done. I don't remember the last time, honestly. Like, I think I've said in a clip before, it may have been when my husband and I got married, and we've been married this December will make 27 years. So yeah, a long time. And so we also went and looked around at Michael's. So I've got some footage of that. I did not buy anything at Michael's. I just looked. So how about a round of applause for me for self-restraint? Uh, then yesterday, my husband and I, we went back to at home and we got a few things, which I'm going to show you in a few minutes. And then we went to watch Longlegs. I have to be honest and say I was a bit let down by Longlegs. The cinematography is absolutely stunning. The building dread, the creepy atmosphere, all of that is there. The acting is top notch. Micah Monroe is great. Nicolas Cage is great. Blair Underwood is great. But I think my issue is that it just fell a bit flat for me. During the second part of the movie, it's kind of split into like part one, part two, and part three. I started getting kind of bored in the second part of the movie. I did like the way that it ended. I liked the kind of twist. But there was one particular twist that I saw coming early on, and that's not really a problem. You know, I don't care if I can kind of see a twist coming. But I just was a bit let down by it. It did not scare me. Um, and some people, you know, have experienced really being scared and disturbed by it. It didn't really do that for me, and that's fine. I don't always expect I don't go into a horror movie always expecting and demanding to be scared because I'm pretty difficult to scare. And a lot of times, my reason for watching a horror movie is I just want to watch a good story. But this one, it just didn't really go all the way there for me like I expected it to. But it is, it's a good movie. I recommend it. I appreciate that they did something different. The director, Oz Perkins, if you want to kind of get his backlist of movies, then I highly, highly recommend The Black Coat's Daughter. I liked it a lot better. And it also has great acting and a constant, building of dread and stunning cinematography. So I'll just throw that out there. I'm about to go now and grab up the things that I got at home yesterday, and I'll be right back to show you those. I'm going to quickly go through everything I got from at home yesterday because I need to finish getting ready to go pick up my daughter. But first of all, I got these little decor pieces, trick or treat and spooky season. I got several of these little skeletons. They're so cute. So I think I'm going to like tie some string on them and put them on my Halloween tree as ornaments. I think I've been doing my Halloween tree for 4 or 5 years. I also got some more uh ornaments to go on my Halloween tree. I got just a couple of packs of this gauze cloth here. I got some more Halloween LED like mini lights, some purple and some orange. Oops, I'm gonna hit my mic. Why do I do that all the time? Also, like I said, I didn't get a lot yesterday because we're trying to kind of budget and get a little bit at a time. But I got this candle. Listen, if you like leaves from Bath and Body Works, which that's my favorite scent from Bath and Body Works, this is Autumn Evening that I got from at home, and it smells just like leaves to me. And it's got 2 wicks, and this was only $10. So that's quite a deal. So I will let you know once I start burning it if the scent output is as good as Bath and Body Works. But to me, when I smell it, it definitely smells like it's going to have a good scent output. Finally, the last thing I got, which is something I've been wanting for a long time, even before Talk to Me was a movie, I got a hand. I'm so excited about this hand. Talk to me. I'll let you know what happens from there. Anyway, I've got to go because I've got to finish getting on makeup. But I will see you in the next check in. And after this clip, I'll be showing you some footage of some of my adventures from the past few days. Bye for now. Hey, we're in the theater now. We're about to go watch Longlegs. We're so excited, aren't we, baby?
Of course we are.
So here we go. I'll let you know what I think of it when we're done. Bye.
See ya.
Hello, it's about 9:30 in the morning on Monday, July 22nd. I did not check in yesterday because yesterday was very busy. I was on Cliff's channel at Cliff's Dark Gems for a live chat, and I had a wonderful time. And I just want to say thank you again to Cliff for being such a wonderful host. And thank you to everyone who was able to catch the live show and participated in the comments. If you missed it, then I will link the replay down in the description box below so you can go back and watch if you want to. And also yesterday, I filmed 2 videos and edited both of those videos. One I uploaded like yesterday afternoon or last night with my 10 favorite reads of the year so far. And the other one I scheduled to come out tomorrow, Tuesday. So just bear with me when I'm trying to get you all caught up. So I'm about 34% into The Har by David Sodergren, and I am really loving this book. Our main character, the badass, woman protagonist Muriel, is very quickly climbing to the top of my list of favorite woman characters. We have some completely despicable people in this book, though. The land developer and also his son and his cronies, they are just evil, horrible people. And something terrible has happened to not Muriel, but to someone else in the story. And it just made me so upset and so angry and just wanted me, made me want to go through that book and just like punch some people. But anyway, I am enjoying the book. I didn't mention before, as part of my mood read, I was choosing an audiobook like last week, and I don't think I talked about it, but I chose Full Dark, No Stars by Stephen King because that is one of his short story collections that I had not gotten to yet. And I finished listening to that this morning. So this collection includes 1922, which I gave 5 stars, and Big Driver, also 5 stars. Then Fair Extension, which I gave 4 stars, and then A Good Marriage, which I gave 5 stars. So I really enjoyed this collection, even though, the title kind of says it all, Full Dark, No Stars. And I'm not really going to try to talk about each one of those in that collection because this video would go on too long, but I did very much enjoy that. Now, the next thing I want to do is to pick my next audio book based on my mood. And I need to pick a short one because I need to wrap this vlog up. Some of the books I have saved on Everend. I don't need anything that's like 10 hours. I'm not really feeling in the mood for Eric LaRocca right now. Let me see what Thornhedge is about from T. Kingfisher. Now, I do like Eric LaRocca's writings, but again, this is a mood reading vlog. I don't think I'm there. Kingfisher, who previously reimagined the fall of the House of Usher and What Moves the Dead, puts a horror spin on a classic fairy tale. Toadling, Raised by the Fae. No, I'm not feeling that one. So let's just go off of that. It's going so slow. I'm so sorry that you all are stuck with me trying to pick an audio book. Now, my husband was a lot of fun in a weird kind of way. Already read My Darling Girl. Foe by Ian Reed. I've read We Spread, and I'm thinking of Ending Things, which I liked We Spread a lot. And I'm thinking of Ending Things was actually okay to me. But that is a good length. That's 6 hours. So we'll keep that as a possibility. Now, here are the ones that it's telling me are similar to my husband. These ratings aren't looking too good. But then again, a lot of people didn't like my husband, and I did. So I've already read Fragile Animals. What is this one? Butter? Let's see. A novel of food and murder. 17 hours. Nope. Okay, so I did not want to make you sit there and watch me because it took me a very long time to find a book that fit in a time frame that I, both wanted to read the book and the time frame worked for me. So I have read one book from Keelan Patrick Burke before, and that was Sour Candy. So I found this 2-hour audiobook, so that's perfect. This one's called Turtle Boy. School is out and summer has begun. So, hey, summertime, good summer read, right? For 11-year-old Timmy Quinn and his best friend Pete Marshall, the dreary town of Delaware, Ohio, becomes a place of magic, hidden treasure, and discovery. But on the day they encounter a strange young boy sitting on the bank of Myers Pond, a pond playground rumor says may had turtles the size of Buicks, everything changes. I feel like there should have been some punctuation or something in that sentence. Anyway, for it soon becomes apparent that dark secrets abound in the little community, secrets which come cupped in the hands of the dead. And in a heartbeat, Timmy and Pete's summer of wonder becomes a season of terror, betrayal, and murder. So I'm going to start listening to The Turtle Boy by Keelan Patrick Burke. And in the next check-in, I'll let you know what I think of this book and what I'm thinking of the horror so far. See you in the next check-in. Bye. Hello, it's Wednesday morning, July 24th. It's about 9:30, and it's been a couple of days since I checked in. since that time. I finished The Har. I gave it 5 stars. It was my first David Sodergren book, but it's definitely not going to be my last. I love the main character, Muriel. She really is a badass 84-year-old woman. The book, it's very interesting because simultaneously it was very heartwarming and made me tear up a few times, but it's also very visceral in its body image. I mean, we're talking all kinds of body parts, all kinds of terrible things happening to terrible people. It had a lot to say about society and privilege and the way that the elderly are treated or mistreated. And I thought the conclusion was excellent. And the author that I mentioned, David Sodergren, he actually has at the end of this book, at least on the Kindle edition, some actual stories that his grandmother told him about her life. So that was very special, I thought, too, and that the main character was kind of inspired by his grandmother. And then he included her life story in her own words in the back of the book. So that made me very happy too. So definite big 5 stars to The Har. The other book that I talked about that I listened to super quick, I think it was maybe a couple of hours, and that was The Turtle Boy by Keelan Patrick Burke. And it went very dark, very, very dark. And when it got dark at one point, then it turned around and got even darker. And I don't, it's so short. I can't really say a lot about it, but it has to do with the past and something terrible that was done to a child in the past, something terrible that's happening to a child in the present also. So be warned there, like trigger warnings for child abuse and that kind of thing. And the ending was kind of abrupt and left a lot of questions. But I realized then that this is book 1 of a series called the Timmy Quinn series. So I think there are 5 books. So I'll definitely at some point be picking up the rest of the books in this series. So I am going to wrap this vlog up now. And I would love to know, have you read any of the books I read and what did you think of them? Have you seen Maxxxine or Longlegs yet? And what did you think of them? And I thank you so very much for watching. And I would really appreciate it if you would like this video, subscribe, hit that bell so you won't miss a video from me. I will see you next time. Bye.